Are you tired of putting everyone else's needs before your own? Do you feel like your feelings are always secondary to the expectations of others? If you're the one who always says yes, helps everyone, and puts on a brave face, you might be struggling with the burden of being the strong one. They call you the strong one, the one who always listens, the one who holds space, the one who never breaks, never complains, never asks for anything. You're the safe place, the calm voice, the one they come to when the world gets loud. And you always show up, because strength for you has never been about power. It's been about survival. You learned early that your feelings were less important than stability, that other people's needs came first, that being okay was your role, your identity, your duty. So you became the helper, the fixer, the one who says, "I've got it," even when you don't. And everyone believed you because you said it with a steady voice and a tired smile. But here is the truth no one talks about. Being the strong one is the loneliest job in the world. Because while you're holding everyone else together, no one's holding you. You catch their tears, but when yours fall, they hit silence. You listen to their pain, but when you open your mouth, your voice feels too heavy to lift. You give and give and give, and the world applauds you, but it never asks what you need. Because strong people don't need, right? Wrong. You need rest. You need softness. You need someone to say, "You don't have to carry this today." But the problem with always being the strong one is that people forget you're still human. They forget that your silence isn't peace, it's pressure. That your smile isn't joy, it's endurance. That your strength isn't endless, it's just quiet. And sometimes it breaks. Not loudly, not in a dramatic collapse, but slowly, like forgetting how to laugh, like isolating yourself so you don't have to pretend, like losing pieces of yourself in every "I'm fine." You walk through life carrying invisible weight. And the worst part, you don't know how to put it down. Because if you do, who will pick it up? So you keep walking, keep smiling, keep showing up, until one day you realize strength isn't about holding everything together. It's about knowing when to let go, when to ask for help, when to stop being the hero and start being human. If you resonate with these words, know that you're not alone. Millions of people struggle with the pressure of being the strong one. Whether you grew up in a chaotic household, had overly critical parents, or had to care for loved ones, you learned that depending on others wasn't an option. So you became the rock for everyone else. But here's what no one tells you about being the rock. Eventually, you get tired of holding up the whole damn building. While you made everyone else's lives stable, you sacrificed your own happiness, pushing away your desires and dreams to focus on everyone else's needs. But this comes at a cost. Your mental health deteriorates. Burnout becomes your new normal. Relationships suffer due to the distance you created between you and potential partners afraid of getting hurt. You settled for loneliness over letting someone in, only to leave when things got tough. You built walls so high that even you forgot what it felt like to be loved. But here's the harsh reality. You can't pour from an empty cup. The more you give to others without replenishing your own energy, the more you lose yourself. And eventually, you might reach a breaking point where you can't take another step. The exhaustion, the anxiety, the depression, it all catches up to you. You're left wondering, how did I get here? Why do I feel so numb? What happened to me? If you see yourself in these struggles, know that healing is possible. The journey won't be easy, but it'll be worth it. The first step is acknowledging the damage done. Recognize the ways in which you sacrificed your well-being for others. Understand that your feelings are valid and deserve attention. Next, set boundaries. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Prioritize your needs and protect your mental health. This might involve cutting ties with toxic individuals who consistently take advantage of your strength. As you rebuild your life, seek therapy or counseling to process your emotions and develop healthy coping mechanisms. Remember, you don't have to do this alone. Reach out to friends or support groups who understand your struggles. And finally, practice self-compassion. Forgive yourself for any mistakes made while trying to help others. Celebrate small victories and be patient with yourself. Healing takes time. You've spent years putting everyone else's needs before your own. It's time to prioritize you. Remember, you're not a bad person for needing to take care of yourself. In fact, you'll be better equipped to help others once you've taken the time to heal and grow. The path ahead might seem daunting, but each step you take towards healing is a step towards a more authentic and fulfilling life. You deserve to live a life that reflects who you truly are, not who you think you're supposed to be. Embrace your journey, be patient with yourself, and know that you're worthy of love, happiness, and most importantly, peace. They say behind every great man is a woman rolling her eyes. But what if she's not his wife? Imagine this. You're at a social event, mingling with colleagues and acquaintances. You find yourself in a group where the conversation turns to relationships. My husband, he does this, and my wife, she does that. The stories unfold, tales of domestic bliss and marital woes. But then it hits you, a realization that makes you question everything you thought you knew about relationships. The narrative they paint is of submission and compliance. Wives cater to their husbands' every whim, endure their infidelities, and shoulder the burden of household responsibilities with a smile. And the men, they talk over their wives, dismiss their opinions, and treat them as appendages rather than equals. Where are the women's voices in these tales? Where is their agency, their desires, and their dreams? It's a disturbing thought, isn't it? Here's the unsettling truth. For many women, this isn't a figment of their imagination. It's their lived reality. We live in a world where gender roles are deeply ingrained, where societal expectations often limit women to the domestic sphere and men to the public one. Women are frequently judged by impossible standards, their self-worth tied to their appearance, their marital status, and their ability to fulfill traditional gender roles. Men, on the other hand, are often encouraged to pursue their careers relentlessly, to dominate the workforce, and provide for their families. But what happens when these rigid roles are challenged? When a woman dares to dream beyond the confines of her kitchen, or a man seeks emotional fulfillment beyond conquests? The backlash can be swift and severe. Think about it. The woman who chooses to focus on her career is labeled a career woman, a term often used to diminish her choices and suggest that she's abandoning her feminine duties. The man who prioritizes his partner's needs is mocked as weak, unmanly. The very idea that they could be equals, that they could share responsibilities and desires, is anathema to our society. But why is this? Why do we continue to perpetuate these harmful stereotypes? The answer, my friends, lies in the deeply ingrained patriarchal structures that have permeated our societies for centuries. Patriarchal norms dictate that men should be the dominant force, the breadwinners, the providers. Women, on the other hand, are relegated to the role of the subservient partner, expected to prioritize domestic duties and male pleasure. These norms, passed down through generations, have seeped into our subconscious, influencing how we interact, how we date, and how we perceive gender roles. But here's the problem. These outdated norms are not only detrimental to women, but to men as well. They confine men into a narrow box of what it means to be masculine, forcing them to suppress their emotions and seek validation solely through dominance and conquest. The consequences are evident. Men are left emotionally stunted, unable to form deep connections or seek help when they need it. They become trapped in a cycle of toxic masculinity, perpetuating a culture of violence, control, and emotional repression. So what can we do to break free from this cycle? The solution, my friends, lies in education, empathy, and evolution. We must challenge these archaic norms, question the status quo, and redefine what it means to be a man and a woman in this day and age. We must foster empathy, understanding, and respect among genders, and celebrate the beauty of equality and balance. It's time to rewrite the narrative, to create a world where men and women are not defined by outdated stereotypes, but by their individuality, their shared humanity, and their capacity for love, respect, and growth. The world is waiting for us to lead the way. Are you ready to join the movement